Since the release of major AI models like Deepseek, we've seen significant regional pushback. Jakub, can you walk us through some of the recent AI product bans in different regions? What's happening legally?
There are a number of concerns regarding AI models, and regulators are doing their best trying to respond to developing technology. I believe the most vivid and practical demonstration of the challenge was a recent response to Deepseek unveiling the R1 model. It happened in February, and the response was very widespread. So in the EU, Italy Data Protection Authority has removed Deepseek from app stores, citing concerns over data protection and privacy violations. And most EU jurisdictions have issued warnings of various sorts. That includes Poland, Germany, Netherlands, Liechtenstein, and many more. This move underscores and shows the European Union's stringent stance on data privacy and enforcement of regulations like GDPR, which is very much applicable to those situations. And in US, the US government have taken significant steps to limit Deepseek usage in governmental agencies. So US Navy and NASA have both banned the application on their devices, citing security and ethical issues. Additionally, states like New York, Texas, and Virginia have prohibited Deepseek on government devices due to serious data privacy and censorship concerns. The White House is also considering a broader ban on Deepseek from all government devices, reflecting national security apprehensions. Just yesterday, OpenAI lined behind this response. So it was not on response on government side, but also on OpenAI end of things. And they called for more regulatory oversight of non-American AI model providers. Very important response came from Australia and Asian countries. So Australian government has banned Deepseek across all government systems and devices, labeling it as unacceptable risk due to potential national security threats. So major Australian businesses, including telecommunication companies and banks, have followed, restricting and prohibiting its use among employees. Taiwan and South Korea have advised against the outright ban the use of Deepseek on government devices, reflecting widespread apprehension about data security and potential misuse of personal information. And whilst it is critical, Deepseek admitted neglecting data protection laws in South Korea. So all new downloads in the country are now suspended. So will they also admit to violating GDPR? It's likely. And this action highlights the growing global trend where governments are scrutinizing AI application for compliance with national security protocols, data protection laws, and ethical standards. Businesses must stay informed about those developments to navigate the evolving regulatory environment effectively.
It's really fascinating to see how AI adoption is progressing at different speeds across regions. But for companies that operate internationally, this fragmented landscape makes compliance a real challenge. What should global businesses keep in mind when deploying AI across multiple jurisdictions?
AI compliance is becoming one of the biggest operational challenges for global businesses. The regulatory landscape is highly fragmented, with different jurisdictions imposing different levels of oversight, creating complexity for companies operating across multiple markets. In Europe, the EU AI Act introduces strict obligations, particularly for high-risk AI systems that are used in hiring, financial services, and healthcare. Starting 2025, AI models will also be subject to transparency and risk assessment requirements. The US takes a sectoral and state-level approach, with regulators like New York, bias and audit laws, and California transparency rules, as well as White House EU executive order, which increases federal oversight of AI in critical sectors. China, on the other hand, has adopted strict pre-deployment approval requirements for AI models, particularly in finance, media, and national security, with extensive content moderation and censorship rules. So for global businesses, the best approach is to adhere to the strictest jurisdiction applicable to their operations. If a company operates, for example, in both EU and US, it must comply with AI risk assessments under the EU AI Act, while also meeting state-specific audits and bias testing requirements in the US. This approach helps mitigate legal risks and ensures AI systems are built within the highest level of compliance in mind, making it easier to scale across multiple jurisdictions.
AI on Us, CTO News Thursday, a 10-minute mini web series to democratize the complexity of AI changes by bringing to the table major concerns, current observations, and latest initiatives.